Oh man, this is worse than I thought. So this got a little bad. Before we talk in this video, do not, and I mean it, do not turn this into a race thing. There were so many racist comments on my last video, and I swear to God, I will outright block you from any and all of my content if you bring race into this. It is fucking awful. This is not a race thing. This is shitty business practice and community response. Okay, do not bring that shit up. Anyways, this started as an issue with anniversary rewards, but I think this is kind of making us realize it's something worse. So for those of you who don't know what happened, MIHOYO gave us some anniversary rewards. It's an event and 10 intertwined fates after 7 days. So basically, you have to log in for 7 days in order to get your 10 fates. This is basically a copy paste of an event that happened earlier this year that I think a lot of people would argue is less significant than the anniversary. So people are pretty pissed about this. But more than that, MIHOYO has just been doing some really questionable things, asking us for pre-promotion for their anniversary stuff and utilizing people who care about their game and their community to try and get their game and community to grow even more. Now, I think if they had just asked people to submit for a contest and not tied it to the anniversary rewards or for a community event for the anniversary, I think people would be less pissed about it. But the idea of giving someone a 10% chance at a $5 prize for dedicating a shit ton of time, because time is money, right? It's bad. It's pretty bad, but it's evolved beyond that. It's way worse than it initially was, or that we thought it was. So let's talk about it. So I'm gonna take you guys over to Twitter. Now, as you can see here, if we zoom into Twitter, you'll see next to this hashtag, it has a little character, a little emoji on it. It's really cute, actually. It's a little tiny Yoimiya. We love little Yoimiya. And they have 4 different hashtags per character with an icon next to them, right? But as you can see, apparently it costs a lot of money to make hashtags of custom emoji next to them. So let's find out how much it costs. Say, yeah, I think this is what I typed in last time. How much does a Twitter emoji cost? Twitter hash flags, or custom Twitter emojis as they're commonly referred to, will cost you a pretty penny, upwards of $1 million depending on the brand campaign. So this means it probably, I'll call it a worst case scenario. There are 40 characters in the cast, and each one has 4 of the hash flags. That makes 160 hash flags, and $1 million per hash flag, $160 million. Now, I don't believe that MIHOYO spent that much. I feel like $160 million is way too much for these day-long icons, right? These are only going to be around for maybe a day, maybe a week or so. But either way, the point is that they spent a shit ton of money on the hash flags. Now, you might be thinking, Brax, this isn't that big of a deal. Here's the thing. So the reason that these hash flags exist is because they get characters trending. If someone sees this cute little Yoimiya emoji next to the hashtag Yoimiya, everyone starts tweeting hashtag Yoimiya. Basically, once their characters are trending, that means they're getting promotion for their game. People that are looking at Twitter trending are going to see all of these characters. They're going to memorize these characters. They're cute as heck, right? Like, you have little Yoimiya chibi. You have all these Yoimiyas. People are going to love them. It's free advertisement. Sorry, I said free advertisement. It's not free, right? It's advertisement. But the idea is that they're funding ad campaigns. And as you can see on this promotional video, which is also an ad campaign, they funded the creation of a promotional video for anniversary. So this is going to be a promotional video that is shown to people in advertisements in the future for Genshin Impact. That's great. So that's 2 times MIHOYO's made advertisements, right? And that's fine. Obviously, like, now is the best time for them to get new players in because they can offer them great anniversary rewards. And honestly, these anniversary rewards are kind of a joke. There's a lot of people that are justifying it with, it's a gacha game. Clearly you aren't a gacha gamer. Clearly you don't know what you're talking about. But I think that it's important to remember that Genshin Impact is more than just a gacha game. It's a game with a gacha system, and primarily that is their way of making money. However, this game is probably the biggest game of this year, easily the biggest mobile game of this year, and it's not even close. Grossing over $1 billion in a year is insane, and it's way past the billion mark. Like, we came up with that billion statistic like a long time ago, you guys. It's gone way up. But more importantly than that, arguing that it's a gacha game and that we don't deserve more shit or that we shouldn't get more shit because it's a gacha game is just defending shitty business practice because they're shitty elsewhere. It's like saying, oh, this company's bad, so this company should be bad. Like, what is your argument? The amount of people that are defending the anniversary rewards and defending MIHOYO, it is insane. They're not going to hire you, bro. They're not going to give you free fates. Why are you defending a company that has no need for you? You are fucking disposable to them. They don't give a shit about you. Snapping back to reality real quick, I've been getting really irritated with all those fucking comments. If you're honestly supporting MIHOYO, if you think that everyone is just whining and that you are above us and that we don't deserve more because we're children, if you think the way that MIHOYO is treating its player base right now, even outside of the rewards. If you think it's fine for them to ignore us, and if you think it's fine for them to actively censor their player base, that is fucking sad, man. But I guess I went into something that I was actually just about to talk about in a second. So, sorry about that. MIHOYO is censoring fucking everything. If you look at the Hoyo Lab forums, this is basically where you can post a Genshin, Tears of Themis, or Honkai stuff. There have been lots of posts that have been like, what is this, MIHOYO? Like, why is this happening? And they all just get taken down immediately. Like, you just get your post removed by mods. So freaking quick. Oh, that's a good picture. So freaking quick, dude. And I understand the idea of like, we want to keep the anniversary positive, but I think that toxic positivity is playing into the anniversary way too much. There's a lot of people that are choosing to be apathetic about it and be like positive just because everyone's being upset. That is honestly the worst thing you can do. I would love to be positive. I would love to make posts about how much I'm enjoying anniversary and Moonchase in general and how much I love Genshin Impact, but it's really fucking hard when they leave this horrible impression on you and remove literally all criticism from their own platform. And not even just their own platform. They're removing it from other forum sites as well. They're actually asking other forum sites to take down posts. I can't remember the other two forum sites names. There's one in China and there's one in the States. Both of those forums are having posts taken down that have anything to say about the Genshin Impact anniversary that is remotely critical. And now the Genshin Impact official Reddit, I don't know if this is run by MIHOYO. My understanding is that it wasn't when I used it, but maybe it is run by them now. Either way, the forum mods are basically doing the same thing that MIHOYO is doing, where they're just not allowing any sort of criticism of the anniversary. They're doing what Reddit communities always do when people are pissed off about something, and then they just make like a top post that you can post a comment on to complain, which is basically the same thing as like a timeout room. I don't know if you guys in like elementary school or anything saw any of your friends or classmates get sent to something like that. Maybe that's just the shitty American education system that I had. But there was a room where if people were throwing tantrums, they would literally just get sent to it and have to like sit in there. Like if they were angry, they would just sit there until they weren't angry anymore and they could come back to class. Same shit applies to parenting, right? Parents put kids in timeout, they go sit in the fucking corner, whatever. And to be honest, a lot more kids could be using a lot better parenting these days. But anyways, the point is that you can't find negativity about this anywhere that MIHOYO has access to taking down posts. And so people have taken to public forums that are unaffected by MIHOYO, or relatively unaffected at least. Like the Genshin Impact official game on Google Play, people are taking to review bombing the game. The game used to be extremely high rated. Now it's down here. Like now it's down at 2 stars, almost 2.5 stars. If I remember correctly, the game was sitting around 4.7 in my region before. So this is a pretty significant decrease, and this is all in a day. Like, people are pissed, man. Look at that like to dislike ratio. All of Genshin Impact's other videos don't have that. Genshin Impact also lost like 600k subs. Like, hold on, let me show you this. I have this thing called TubeBuddy that shows analytics like views gained and subs gained. Look at this. You see this red flat line, or this red line go flat? This is because so many people unsubscribed that no matter how many people subscribed in this time period, it couldn't counteract it, and it netted a negative number. People are unsubbing from Genshin Impact Official, and as much as we meme on Max Exodus, I think people are literally leaving the community. I also just thought this was really fucking depressing. I wanted to bring this up in the video, but I wasn't sure how to segue it in. But yeah, Grand Honkai Sword Impact 3rd anime games is actually rated higher than Genshin Impact right now. So to give you context, that's how fucking angry people are. But man, it's actually fucking sad. It makes me so sad. I'm not going to sit here and say that people in the community don't whine too much, because they absolutely do. This happens with like a lot of games. A lot of people whine a lot about a lot of things, but I feel like there's just so many better ways that this could be handled by MIHOYO that would make us look like clowns. I guess like if MIHOYO wanted to justify all the people defending them, you know, if all the people that were defending MIHOYO saying that we're just acting like children were to get helped out by MIHOYO, MIHOYO would actually say something back to us and communicate with us. Either tell us why these things are happening, why we're being censored, why you can't find a single shred of constructive criticism on any single forum, but instead, they're deciding to make themselves look like fucking clowns and stay completely silent. Now, we do have this massive Hopium special program here on Sunday. Obviously, I'm very excited for whatever's to come next in the hopes that, you know, maybe this will actually be positive. I'm holding out for positivity. Prove us wrong, as Sevi says over here in the corner. I really hope that the Genshin Impact special program has something positive for us. Like, if we're being realistic, it probably won't. This started as just some anniversary reward drama, but it ended up turning into something much worse that's polarized the entire community. I really enjoy making Genshin Impact content. It's really hard for me to justify making so much of it when I feel like in the future this game's gonna go through some major hardships in terms of player base if they continue to treat their players like shit and censor everything they say. If we want to be completely realistic, a lot of whale players aren't going to quit the game. Maybe they'll stop playing for like a week and then come back, but the free-to-play player base might just disappear. And MIHOYO honestly doesn't give a shit about that, right? Because the free-to-play players don't give MIHOYO money. And that's the unfortunate truth of it, is that I think that even though people are saying they're gonna quit, it's mostly just free-to-play players, and that's why MIHOYO doesn't really care about the quitting part of it as much, because that's not gonna affect them. I just don't really get why MIHOYO is completely unaffected by the awful PR that they're getting. So bad that Forbes is writing an article about how bad MIHOYO's reception is. So I don't know, you guys. This has turned into something way worse than I thought it was going to be at the start. I really thought that this would just end at being bad anniversary rewards comparatively to, you know, like what the game's status is in the gacha genre or in the AAA genre, because let's be real, it's basically a fucking AAA game. But this ended up evolving into something so much worse, and I just don't... I as a player just want to feel valued now. It's past the point of rewards. They could give me 3 foul and I would be fine as long as they addressed these issues and told us why they're doing these things that they are. So to be honest, I'm just really upset with how this whole thing's being handled. And to the people saying, I told you so, bad company, read the room, man. If you choose not to advocate for any of this, if you choose not to argue against any of this, it's creating more problems in the future where MIHOYO can just sit back and say, nope, it'll all go away on its own. We can't let it just go away on its own. Not until they at least say something, because God, this is such a freaking mess, man. We let Yoimiya buffs go, we let Raiden fix go, we let Kokomi go already because we're so focused on Anniversary. And I honestly think that's what MIHOYO is counting on. I think they're just counting on that the next patch or the special program will get us all to forget about the Anniversary and then move on. And if we keep doing that, MIHOYO is going to continue to treat us poorly as a player base. Again, I don't even care about the rewards anymore, man. I just want a response. There are people that are burnt out on Genshin. There are people that want to take a break from it, but they can't because of FOMO mechanics like an anniversary reward that requires you to log in for 7 days. So the very least you could do is give us something. Let us know that you are at least listening at this point and not just utilizing us for advertising, because this is really irritating. I want to support your game, but you need to do better.